This thing on? Joe, you missed class. Library assignment 2. What's it all about? Let me give you the short version of class. Short version of class is when you are presented with information, there's all sorts of different ways where you can process and assess and add criteria, whether you decide you want to believe it or not. So for example, if we go to a meme, let's do anti-vax. If we go out there and we just randomly grab a meme, here's a meme about anti-vaccination. Regardless of what the information is, we have to figure out, like, is this something that I should consume? Is somebody trying to mislead me? Do I agree with this? And when we look at library criteria for different things, we're missing a lot. Not giving shots to babies. I love it. They're pulling in bartenders and anti-vax moms who are like totally got ripped biceps. There's all sorts of stuff. Who's the author of these? That's a big deal. What's the purpose of it? Well, we don't know. Is it something that's supposed to like provoke you or entertain you? We should know that when we go to like a comedy show, it's there to make us laugh. If we go to a Lord of the Rings movie, it's there to entertain us with kind of a mystery. We know what the purpose of the information is. So if we don't know, then that's kind of like a red flag. So for the library assignment, you're going to find something related to something you're interested in. This can be scholarly, or this can be, what do you call it, non-scholarly. It can be just out like a popular resource out in the world. So grab something. So I'm interested, I love, what do they call it, food trucks. So it doesn't have to be scholarly, because everything shows up. And here you have a simple meme. So if I were to look at that, you had me at food truck. So I go and provide an APA citation for the article and source. Well, it's kind of missing a lot of information. If you go to cite a website in APA, like Citation Machine, all these other ones, Purdue, they'll give you an example of how to cite it. It could be, and don't use this one, I found that's a dead end. But here we have like the name of the author, and the date of publication, the title, the site name and URL. Pretty much all we have for these is like the URL. Oh no, here we have. The site name is M&R Specialty Trailers and Trucks. So do your best, but for the memes, it's not going to have a lot of information. What's a primary example of evidence they use? Well, we don't know. What's an example of specific jargon, technical words, or explanations? Well, I think like the fact that it's got this one guy who's famous for being like a foodie in a show, that might be an evidence, but we don't quite know. What's one of the main points of the gist of what they're trying to say in general? Well, they like food trucks. That's all you have to do. But for something that we know what the purpose and the author, by the way, campus guides. If you go to Campus Guides, libutah.edu/life, there's a popular and scholarly tab. This is what we looked at class. So there's this anti-vaccination meme that we analyzed. But if you go down this side, you can see like what's the purpose, who's the author, what's the purpose, who's the author, when was it published, and all those other things, the editor. In scholarly works, those things are always transparent and easily accessible. And so we get to decide instead of having it pre-chewed and then delivered to us like Cheetos or something like that. So I'm going to do food trucks, not foot trucks. No, I don't want, I want to put it in quotes. So if you put it in quotes, it sticks keywords together. When you click on articles, you have to find a scholarly article. So click on articles, and then I want a peer-reviewed journal article. So I know that I can click on this. And then all I have to do is pick one of these 142 Dining experience, perceived risk. Ooh, that looks really good. I don't really know. It's just to show that there's a lot of different scholarly articles. What you will do is you'll click on full text available, and you will glean some of the information. You have to sometimes click through, but you can grab an abstract. And you can see if am I taking a hygienic risk? So I went to a food truck the other day, and they had the gloves on, but they were like grabbing stuff and putting it in the tray. And I'm like, oh, they're grabbing the fries at the same time they're grabbing the falafel. So hygienic risk mitigates relationships of authenticity perceptions. I mean, that's a point. So I'll get to that one. There's jargon. What's a primary example of evidence? You could glean all of that from the main point of the article. How do you get the APA citation? There's a citation generator. A slow one. So all you have to do is copy and paste that. What's an example of evidence? Well, when you go to the article, they'll say, data were collected from customers. So I can presume they did interviews. That's the answers to the next one. What's specific jargon and technical words? I think that one that we were talking about, authenticity perceptions, that's jargon. What else has the author written about? Well, here's a trick. You see the author listed there, and you see the author listed there. If you click on that, you can see everything else that they wrote. So they're talking about menus, they're talking about career readiness in the dietetics curriculum. Is that food service? So the assignment is pretty much to get you to critically analyze popular stuff and realize that scholarly literature has already done all of that for you, so you can decide for yourself in an unbiased, objective way what's good and what's not. What do you do for your assignment? You do something that you're interested in. Anything. But make sure that the top one and the bottom one are on the same topic.